Yes.
Yeah, we are alive right now. And everybody give it up!
Yeah, getting really excited for the summer. Oh my God, we have so many exciting things happening. I'm getting a new tooth. That's always exciting. It's a journey. My mouth is a journey. You know when people say, wow, $1 million smile, 722,000, pretty close, right? But I split that with the first one. Mark didn't pay all that. But he does complain like I'm a horse. He just says like the other owner should have had your teeth fixed first. But at my dentist, I'm beginning to think about my dentist. He has a slogan that says, smiles change lives. Yeah, they do. I'm hanging by a thread, okay? I'm just saying, I'm hanging by a thread. And I've got these birds in the house now. I don't know if any of you people have seen me and my cockatiels. But they're really out of control. Like now they're eating our food. Like and learning to slurp spaghetti like they're from Jersey, okay? Like, and this woman next door said, I saw a bird in your hair. I said, you talking about my hair? Because I'm black? Just to do that. I like to do that. It's fun to do that. Timothy Martin, it's so good to see you. I love you, Tim. I love you. We're going to do something beautiful. Because why not? What else? Listen, nobody that I know has gone through what I've gone through in the past few months. Not that anybody gives a shit because everybody has their own drama. But let me tell you, when you're Swedish and black and you're raised by a friggin' Guinea Italian with the sausage company, and then your aunt dies that you find out is a friggin' hoarder and has 4 storage bins that are like $1,000 a month. That's in addition to what she's paying to live in the apartment. Like, oh, nobody told me. And then you have to go, that's why you have to do a Swedish death cleanse. That's all I know about, Swedish death cleanse. You know what that is? The Japanese do some shit with this too, because that Japanese woman that's making all that money about joy, does it bring you joy? Does it spark joy to see that? No, it makes me think I should be in a 12-step program when I find something like that. But 'cause I'm like, where did that come from? But Swedish death cleanse, the Swedes believe that you should clean your house in preparation for the next generation, so that by a certain age, I'm half Swedish. Anyway, that's why he's laughing, okay? Because he says that I'm obsessed with cleaning a floor. And the house is a wreck, but the floor is clean, and I got that from my ex-boyfriend's mother, Yoshiko.
Of course.
Of course. She was just like, no, we got to mop this floor. And I was like, wow, because my grandmother was like that. So a lot of my friends say that I'm just avoiding organizing, but you can't have dirty feet when you go to bed because that's white trash. And I know this. You have to have a little white trash in you. You have to put some ketchup on your eggs. I'm just trying to bring in the audience that's out there who knows. And yes, because I swear to you, you never know who's watching. I'm telling you, my friend said, what the hell happened to your head? I said, I've never seen your hair like that. Is it humid? And they're just saying horrible things. My husband looked at it and said, I didn't marry that. I didn't marry this. I didn't marry that. Married. Oh my God! I'm looking at this description of my life on this Prime Video thing. It's a big deal. And it just is not. It's AI. And I think if we were to describe me, I don't think it would be like the foible. I don't know. It was just very, very. I was like, people might watch it. It's not me. It sounds like a nice person, like a housewife, somebody who wants to clean the toilet, somebody who wants to put the seat down. It doesn't worse than being a woman and having that ass surprise, man, that splish splash, taking a bath shit when you're like, wow, because the seat's down. Right, guys, you think it's fun. Oh, yeah, it happens. All right, that's a wake-up call. Never mind that little poop they do under the bed where it's poof. Because, you know, in the words of Richard Pryor, women don't fart. They just poop. But not today's women, because today's women are built like men, like, brrr. So I just want to say it's really great. And Jack from the Ha Ha is recuperating. And I hope you're at our next show, Jack. Thank you so much, Jack, let me tell you something. When you send something to people and you forget your name and you just add your married name and they don't know you like that, these people were for 2 days trying to find out who sent flowers to Jack. Yes. I said, I'll see you in Margaritaville, because he loves this song. He loves karaoke. Who's coming in? And we're going to be doing a show there. We're going to be doing a karaoke night at the Ha Ha Comedy Club, which will be Karaoke Confidential, which will be under the direction of the artistic director of the acting department here, and that's Aaron McIntyre. So we're going to get ready for that at the Ha Ha. You got to start that karaoke thing, and we're going to do that. And I'm so glad because we didn't have enough room at Delphi. So this time we're going to have a lot of fun. And I just wanted to say that if you guys want to do a headshot. What am I? My head's in the cloud. I got to get a headshot. That's what I'm thinking. I got to get a headshot. The Comedy Store was like, we don't have your headshot. And I was like, I saw it there. They're like, no, a recent one. Not one that looks like your daughter, okay? Oh, my God. It's so scary. Now I'm watching Alfred Hitchcock, and everybody looks like Samantha on there. Everybody looks like Samantha on Alfred Hitchcock. They're all dolled up with these eyes. They're like, oh, I didn't see him when I ran him over. Detective, oh, please. I mean, like the craziest stuff I saw. Like this girl they were making. I mean, no, Samantha, I mean, there's one that's a dead ringer for you. Yeah, he was a genius. Did you ever watch him? You've missing out so much on life. Because he was the first porn master and nobody realized it, okay? I mean, come on, those boys' tights were too tight, those trunks. And I give it up for a comedy concierge, Samantha Linderman, who has kept this going. And we're going to open the show right away with somebody who's really special and big on jokes when we got a lot going on. So if somebody's coming in, you're watching us live, like when you text me, I don't have my cell phone in my hand. So tonight you can't do that. So just come here and wait outside, because that's what they do. They text me and say, oh, it's there? Okay. Let's bring up the one and only Lee Shorts, ladies and gentlemen. Come on! Lee Shorts.
Yeah!
Thank you, Sunday. It's always a pleasure. It's like great things.
No, I'll do it. Okay, while we're doing this, we're gonna do a fundraiser to get me a facelift. Round of applause. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Starting now. Who wants to give money for Sunda? A beautiful new hair and face and everything else. You name it, just give it. Give now. Give now. Give now. Give now. Give now. Send your money now. I do love the hair, and I always have. You know, it's little. The birds can hang out there. You know, they do. Tweet, 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 tweet. But it's good to be back. It's been a while, and I forget why I came here actually, but maybe just to raise money for facelifts. Probably. If you need any facelifts, you know, I'm willing to contribute a little bit. Whatever you want, I can do it. $5, $10, you know, whatever. All my money in my account. For the right face, though. It's got to be a great face. I got to see it in the end. I'll do anything, you know, for it. But proof is in the pudding. I got to see the face. You know, so, you know, anybody wants to great face. No matter how much it costs, I'll do it for you. But I've decided to become more transparent comedian, more honest. You know, it's about time. Jeez. You know, so I want to come today. I dealt with a serious bout of diarrhea, and but I got through it. Okay, and you can clap. It's okay. Thank you. All right, but anyways, and I've been trying to figure out things with my girlfriend. I'm sharing things with you, intimate people, details of my girlfriend's life and my life. So feel privileged. So I'm running out the door, as I am. She's always on me all the time. And I finally made it out, slammed the door, and I always forget there's about 50 little porcelain cats that are hanging out right by the door. And if you slam it hard enough, I guarantee I'll break one, and I broke one tonight.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yep. And I did, and I heard it right behind me. And usually under these circumstances, I run back, clean up the evidence, put it on a rug. But I didn't have time, so I put it in my pocket, the little shards in my pocket, took off, you know, and then I got, of course, the text coming this way. It says, do you know what happened to my little porcelain cat? One favorite porcelain cat. There are 50 of them. They're all her favorites. So I got to deal with that. And I felt, when that text came in, I felt the shards just almost penetrate my body right then and there. And it felt like movie Misery, a lot like Misery, where you hear saw Misery, right? Okay. All right. So Kathy Bates coming in after James Constance roaming around. There's a little penguin. Okay. He knocks over. He grabs it and comes back, and she's like, with her psycho look, she comes out, "You've been going around lately. So, because my penguin always faces north, and now it's facing south. Shortly after, he's hobbled. He can't go in." So I felt that, like hobbling's next for me. I won't be able to make it anymore, hobbled, but somehow I'll make it. I always do. So, but I go on. I make it no matter what. But the good news is I put some videos on YouTube, and it seems like people are saying they don't make sense. My comedy doesn't make sense. I get that. I don't understand what this means. That makes sense. Are you speaking a different language? But I realized there's a small province in India, a village, that they do understand my comedy. They do. It's great. I get lots of broken English comments saying, "Good, not good, yeah, something with smiley face." I don't really understand what they mean, but at least it's good. And I think they do what constitutes likes, I think. So I felt good about that, and I figure they understand broken English. I speak in broken English, so it makes sense they'd understand what I'm talking about. Probably the only one in the world that does. Small province in Italy. India. Italy, they still probably, it doesn't make sense to them. U.S. doesn't make sense at all what I speak. No, they're like, "You look like you're about to cry. You look like you're gonna keel over. You're gonna say crazy stuff that makes no sense. And you should." There was one that was, "I can't believe I watched this whole thing. You forced me to watch this whole thing." Like, that makes me feel real good. But I thought I'd share that with you. Honesty, that's what it's all about. Be honest. So all in all, besides that, my dad called me, and now you can hear intimate details of my family as well. It's a good night for you. Hear all about Lee's family. Okay, he called me. Now, he used to be on Candid Camera, work with Alan Fun. And so he's never serious when he calls me, ever. It's always fooling me. I can't wait to hear, put one over on me. So he calls me, and he says, "Your mother and I we never said something. We've been trying to say something to apologize." And I'm thinking, okay, say something. There's a long list of things my dad could apologize for. And I was thinking, so many. And I'm like, here it comes. This is it. I've been waiting for 40 years for this final thing. And he says, "I've been feeling bad about, we never talked about things when our family, so we never gave you the birds and the bees talk." And I said, "Oh, thanks. You can go back to doing whatever you've been doing, you don't." And he's like, "Oh, and actually, yeah." And I said, "That's enough. Okay, I gotta go pick out socks or something. Sorry." He's like, "No. We're serious. I'll put your mother on to prove it." And he's like, "Okay, let's go over it now. Good time as any." And we got to fulfill my... You're just in time to hear absolutely nothing important. But so anyway, that was the extent of my dad. And what I really wanted as sorry was when he used my Social Security number to open all these credit cards, and then he started doing other illicit things. And I still get calls from credit card companies, and I say, "It's not me. It's not me. It's my idiot dad who did this. He's crazy." But I survive. I get through it in the end. So, and that's what I've been managed with all the time, every single day. It's like no surprise. It's I expect it. And I got a nice taste of road rage last week, which was great. I've dealt with it before. I'm just not good with comebacks, so it's really hard. So I was at a light sitting there, and I guess I just didn't move fast enough. Light turned, and he's beeping at me, and I felt like going really slow, you know. And he deserved that. Not a good idea to do that. And so he swerved around me, and he goes like, you go back to that fucking crack house wherever you came from. And get off the road. You don't deserve to drive. And I was like, you go back, take your car and go to your places where you go. Okay. And that's that. And then he's really mad. He's motioning me to pull over. And I was like, well, he wants to fight me. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I put on my blinker, fake cowardice kicks in, fake right, go left, right down the California climb, in the clear. And he's probably just sitting there seething, probably missed his dentist appointment or something, you know, and he's throwing things, and I'm in the clear. I made it. I did it. Faked him out. Don't mess with me. Yeah. You'll think I'm going to fight you, and I fake you out. That's right. I'll rest on that. You know, that was my big deal. That's what I did. Thank you all for listening. Really appreciate it. You can find me on YouTube channel. It's all right. All right. Take care. Thank you. YouTube channel.
Thank you. That's what my grandmother. Lee Schwartz. You know something? This changes everything about your act, because you have to attack the baby boomers first and foremost. Real quick. Those will take 60 seconds, and I'll charge him $1 a second. I'm kidding you, but I am the offspring of a show called Candid Camera. Now, if you don't know what Candid Camera was, then you never assume the knowledge of the audience. Ironic, isn't it? And you'll see when I bring up somebody else later, but you need to start that. So you have to understand that Candid Camera was all about pranks. Nothing was real. It was always a surprise. So my father worked on that show, and every conversation, I was just waiting for it, because it would be like, gotcha, or something like that. But, like, that's why you are the way you are. Like, who knows if it's a prank? He said, we're going to sit down seriously and tell you that you're adopted, whatever. What was it?
You give me the birds and the bees talk.
Oh, birds and bees. Okay. I thought you said birds, bees, and I was thinking, I love birds, bees. Sorry about that. I need them for a sponsor. Yes, keep us open at the LA School of Comedy. We love you. We're going to that college, that camp that's coming. Oh, with that smile on my face. And let me tell you, nothing's going to break us apart if we don't have up here America's sweetheart. Is that what you say when someone brings you to the stage? The one and only America's sweetheart, Mark Zaffron. Somebody stole that line, by the way, America's sweetheart.
Yeah, well, the original America's sweetheart was a woman, remember? Clara Bow. No, you don't know who that is. I guess I'm too old for all that. You know, we all know it's been a momentous weekend. Bombs flying all over the place. But what's more important is since I told my wife while everything was going on, I said Saturday. She goes, what do you mean Saturday? I said, he's going to drop it on Sunday. I said, this is all fun. Anyhow, we're not going to talk about that. But what we are going to talk about is go down Westwood Boulevard and see which Iranians are in hiding. You know they're agents of the regime. And what amazed me is that it's funny, the only thing that all this proved is that most of the protesters are just anti-American, anti-Israel. They don't believe in anything. Let's see. There was in the morning, by the way, in the morning they were out there with their keffiyehs, all right, chanting Free Palestine. Towards the afternoon, it kind of shifted, towards nighttime, because then they whip out the Mexican flags. Because they're down there, in the afternoon is when you start protesting, ICE. And then until Antifa takes over a little later. And then, of course, next thing you know, we got people in America marching in New York saying, hands off Iran. Hands off Iraq. I don't remember us bustling with Iraq recently. I thought we pacified them there. Anyhow, here's the bottom line. The last time I heard people saying hands off was hands off Cuba during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Then we had the same people's grandparents, marching against the bomb and marching against who was the president at the time? JFK. You know, speaking of the F and Ks, you know, it's funny watching the Kennedy family, you know, rip itself apart, you know. Now, let's just go over the history of the Kennedy family. We have the old man, an Irish gangster from Boston, all right, deeply involved in the bootlegging business, all right. Of course, with the guy who heads up Sony Pictures, what's his name, Bronfman? Yeah, that's where that money came from too. They own Seagram's, shipping all that booze here during Prohibition. Anyhow, we have old man Kennedy, who started, you know, the way the Kennedys behave. His girlfriend was Gloria Swanson. You don't know who Gloria Swanson was. That was the equivalent of his son's girlfriend for her time, Marilyn Monroe. It's only who he shared with his brother Bobby. They shared everything. Except Ethel, because nobody wanted to touch her. But we'll get to Ethel a little later, all right? So here we go into the next generation of the Kennedys. Teddy, who is Teddy's main squeeze? Mary Jo Kopechne. You know where she ended up. So there starts down to... Mary Jo Kopechne ended up on the bottom of a creek when he drove his car drunk over a bridge. Chappaquiddick, there you go. And I heard it from the Democrat in the corner, all right, who probably thinks, oh, the Kennedys are saints. Yeah, saints my ass. Anyhow, so now, of course, we're down to the next generation. They all hate each other. Ethel Kennedy had 11 kids. She was a drunk with 11 kids, all right? And the kids now coming out and saying, what, you think it was fun living there? House was a friggin' mess. My mother was always a mess. And now it follows down to generations. Now, RFK, at least admits the fact he was a junkie, all right? The only one who was straight in the family was JFK Jr. Now, the rumor was his mother kept him away from everybody. How'd he end? But then, you know, there must be an attraction to it. He ended up with a wife who was a coke addict, you know? God knows what happened in that plane. But I do remember the day it happened. Sundar and I are at the news cafe over at Robertson, down, you know, and all of a sudden we come inside and nobody's serving. I mean, we came inside to see where the hell our brunch was. We come inside and they were going, oh, look, and so what's the matter? JFK. Well, what happened? His plane broke. What do you mean his plane broke? He crashed his friggin' plane. His plane didn't break. She clocked him or something while he was flying. Next thing you know, they go into the drink. But he used to like take chances. That's why he was flying a plane when he was unqualified. That's a pair of Bateson, by the way. Oh. You know, I like the guy. You know, he was my coffee friend. I used to run into him every morning for coffee. So I'm listening now that they're rewriting the story. And you know, there's a movie coming out. The guy's putting out a movie about JFK and Carolyn Bessette. There's only one problem. They look wrong. Everybody's bitching and moaning, not about what the story was, because nobody really knew their personal lives. I had a better eye on it because I lived across the street. And so the bottom line was, who's the complaint? That's not what she looked like. Her hair had these beautiful tones of silver and gold, and you made her look like a bleach blonde. Duh. They don't look like they were. That's not the way they dressed. They were sharp. What? Maybe you were telling the story, but I didn't know the costumes came first. Well, that being said, Kerry Kennedy is now writing a book about how bad they all are. She's writing a book about her mother was a saint. Ethel Kennedy was no saint. All right? The reason she didn't get along with her sister-in-law is her sister-in-law kept both her daughter and her son away from him because of the drugs. And that was it. Back off the Kennedys, right? Let's get on to what happened this weekend. Let's talk about Zoran Mondavi. Do we all know who Zoran Mondavi is?
No.
Running for mayor of the city of New York. This is what he's promised to everybody. Free food. He's basically said we're going to have city-owned grocery stores. Folks out there in YouTube land, the last time we had government-owned grocery stores in America, they were called food lines. Excuse me, bread lines. People waiting online for some shitty food during the Depression. And why do we have a depression? Because of people like Zoran Mondavi. Then he's saying, the next thing is he's going to have free buses. Right. Free, everybody gonna pay, not have to pay for the bus. It's bad enough that they jump over the turnstiles now. He just wants to legitimize it. And then he comes out with more inanities about what he's giving away for free this, free that. He's stopping the rent. Yeah, well, so the landlords can't pay the real estate property tax, which is 90% of your income. Well, you know, let's forget about that. But then he came out with his butte today. $65 million for transgender care for children. First of all, they ain't the job of the city of New York, all right? Second of all, where's that money going to come from? So here we are, and I'm wondering who's getting the transgender care, him or the kids, unless he's first online. But the bottom line is, first online, bottom line, the Chicago Tribune just came out with an editorial saying, "Warning, New York, look what happened to us with our progressive socialist mayor." Here's the problem, and it's a rough one. After a while, you run out of other people's money. I turned around to my daughters, and they said, "We want Zoran." I said, "That's good, because I'm going to sell the apartment in New York, and you can be on the street."
Oh my God.
I'm telling you right now, he's going to double the real estate tax, which I can't afford to pay now because it's too friggin' high, and you're going to have to go get your own apartments. Well, I said, got to get a job first. That's the part they didn't always like, you know? Truth is, it's not going to be easy for Gen Z in New York. What are they going to do? All right? All that free stuff they can stand on the bread line, that's what it's for. Here's the key. This is the plan. Take all the money away, drive everybody to Palm Beach, and then they're all on the bread line. All he wants really is to be out there ladling soup and saying what a great mayor he is. Look, I fed you. Yeah, but you caused me to starve in the first place. All right? Yeah. People don't think it's funny because they think I am a right-winger. No, I'm not a right-winger. All right? Let me tell you what I really am. I'm a truth-sayer. I've seen this before. I'm older than everybody. I am 70 years old. This is not my first rodeo with a lunatic socialist trying to take over the city of New York. I lived through 8 years of Bill de Blasio. And I knew him when he was at HUD. He was never any damn good then. He's never damn good now. You can't keep giving away things for free, because then people can't afford to get them anymore. All it does is drive everything down because there's nobody to pay for it anymore. Why should I work, really, when I can go stand on the bread line? Thank you.
Oh, my God. You would never eat bread. You would never do that. Can I just tell you something?
You would complain about my carbohydrate intake.
Well,
You're lucky tonight I wasn't correcting your misstatements.
my mistake. Okay, I don't even know what I said. I don't even.
But by the way, I did forget to say something. All right, we have to raise the fee for Lee. All right, coming and unloading your personal problems is more than $5. No. We're talking 150.
But that's a whole brand new act he has. So let me tell you something.
Trauma dumping.
Guess what? Trauma dumping. Nobody knows what HUD is. Do you know what HUD is?
Housing and Urban Development.
Thank you. An adult.
I'm 50.
That people, a lot of you might know him from the LA School of Comedy, but you're going to hear a little something different about the comedy of the one and only Jared Taylor. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
We'll light you at 3.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. What about 3?
Yeah, we'll light you at 3, so you know what your 5 minutes is.
Oh, okay.
And that means you have 2 minutes.
All right. Hey, it's great to be with you guys today. Hey, personal problems. I'm about to be dumping all over you guys here, but it's fun. It's going to be entertaining, I think. You're going to learn, like, kind of a cautionary tale, really, of the dangers of being, like, too nice. I think nice in your relationships, nice in how you deal with your kids. And you know, maybe I was just destined to have issues. My father, I'd say he was kind. He wasn't nice. He was very kind. And I think he just kind of, he was brilliant too. I think he had a PhD in physics from Cornell, and he just raised things to a level that I wanted to be obedient. I wanted to do what's right. And when I took that template in raising my own family, I just wasn't at the man's level. So, I think it just really has decimated some things, and I'll go into that. So, yeah. You know, about 2 years ago, my wife and I, we came down from Utah. We had some jobs that had wrapped up down there. We put our house up for rent. We found some young tenants there who were students from BYU. We were just right off campus there. Took up an apartment here in Westwood and started a new job. I'm in project management at the LAX airport. They're making all kinds of improvements in preparation for the Olympics. My wife's an art historian. She got her PhD while we were married, and you know, it was this LA's a booming art scene. I mean, there is just tons of like museums, all kinds of possibilities around here. But so we got off to a start here, and life was good. I think we, our kids, were getting them situated in their college programs. Our oldest daughter, she did a stint at Cambridge, got her master's in cybersecurity. She's now working. We've got 2 kids at BYU, but and they're doing their thing. So yeah, as time goes on, she's job hunting, and she said, I think I found something. I found something in Kuwait. And I'm thinking like, are we talking Queens? Like, hey, we just got here, we're on the West Coast. Like, we got to go all the way to the East Coast? Like, well, and how's this going to work out? And as I look into it further, it's like, no, this is Kuwait. This is like right off the Persian Gulf. This is in the Middle East we're talking. And somewhat we had entertained the, kind of an international lifestyle, but here I am. I'm pretty nice, and I'm just thinking like, hey, honey, yeah, love will survive, and we're gonna. I don't know. I was looking at possibilities because I'm thinking like, hey, maybe at the appropriate time I can get a job in Saudi Arabia, maybe in Riyadh, and we can meet up on the weekends, and you take this job in Kuwait. And this could work out for us. Like, this could be brilliant. And during this time, we'd also purchased a townhouse in southern France, which she posed to me as something that could perhaps bring us together. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, and I'm fighting through some pangs that are just saying, you know what, like, you don't have a lot of legs if something goes wrong during this process. But so yeah, we got this townhouse. She moves to Kuwait, and we're conversating every day. We're checking in on each other. And I think I have a son who's still going through high school during this time. But I mean, there's aspects to Kuwait that are just crazy. I'm learning that the university that she's working for does not really have a human resources department. And people are being summarily fired for really arbitrary reasons. Like, you have a male teacher touching the hand of a female student, and he's gone the next day. And then you might have somebody who feels like he needs a surgery, gets permission, feels like he's done all the requisite permissions, and they fire him. So I mean, the type of recourse that we have in the U.S. is not so much going on there in Kuwait. And just to give you a fun fact about Kuwait, it was the early 90s that there was a bad man named Saddam Hussein there who invaded Kuwait. He wanted access to their oil. And so we came to the rescue, led by General Schwarzkopf, and it was like a beautiful victory. I mean, it really impressed the U.S. military. We kind of took out their Republican Guard without much effort there. But as a result, the Kuwaitis love America. They just love it. They want to eat like us. They want to do our leisurely activities. And so, I mean, my wife's been received fairly well there. I think they're, as Kuwaitis, they love American fast food. They love our music. They love the type of leisure activities. But they're more conservative than us. They are a Muslim country, so they don't serve alcohol there. But for my wife, who's a Mormon, it's kind of the lifestyle's meshed up. We modestly we dress modestly. We have kids. We're talk about traditional values. We're not into alcohol so much, but yeah. So I don't know. But one thing about that location in Kuwait is, they can have draconian measures. If you steal something, they take you know, they could cut off your arm. They can do all kinds of things there that you don't have a phone call to an attorney. You don't have a lot of recourse if you like were to run into somebody on the road there. And let me just let you know, the roads are crazy in Kuwait. Like, it is Mad Max beyond the Thunderdome. Like, my wife has described like driving down the roads there and people just moving like multiple lanes in a big like Toyota Land Cruiser, just oblivious to cars around them and causing all kinds of mayhem there. So that, and one thing you should know about Kuwait too, it is like the sun is just bearing down on you. Like it is right on the equator and there is no respite. Like, it just comes at you day and night there. So, and you know, as time goes on, it's like, you know, in addition to working a demanding full-time job and stuff, I'm not finding a whole lot there in the Middle East. It's not as easy going. And I'm also learning about like labor laws in Kuwait and kind of, I don't know, they don't operate under the same like safety regulations that we do here in the U.S. And so there might be a demanding, like, as a nice guy, I don't think I can send like a crew of workers to their death so they can cast some concrete there. So I don't know. It's not looking good there. And as time goes on, like, I can feel her like pulling away and I don't know. It's just over time, it was just kind of the end of. I don't know. She just wanted to go a different way, and so I'm working through that right now. It is. It's something I'm gearing towards. We filed for divorce. And hate to lay it all on you tonight, because this is like some therapy aspect to this here. But, you know, I think she was a really wonderful person. I just really, I mean, she was smart. She was beautiful, resourceful. And I think over time it was just like, felt like, you know, she had an opportunity to come here back to LA and spend time with me. And she said, I'm going to go back to the French townhouse that we just purchased, you know? And so, like, it was just like her true colors were like, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm trying to work things through. I'm trying to get past the niceness, and I got to go into this next future relationships with a little more backbone, a little more, you know, just desire to speak out like what I want, like be willing to state my preferences and just not engage in like covert contracts, you know, because I'm thinking to myself, as we buy this French townhouse, it's just going to bring us together and it's just going to do great things for our relationship. But that's a covert idea in my mind. It's like she's totally thinking something else. And hey, I just, at the end of the day, I wish her. We're trying to wish each other well, but it's I don't know. It's well, I don't know. She's not wishing me well so much. I've like come away from phone calls just in the fetal position, and but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna come out better on the other side of this. I'm investing more in myself. I'm getting outside. I mean, you can find me like doing those stairs in Santa Monica. You know, you can see those 100 vertical foot tall stairs, and I'm just like, you know, after 8 laps of those, I'm just like arm over arm, just like trying to like muscle it out. You'll find me there on Sunday nights. So anyway, but the future's bright. I believe that. And my kids are and good things lie ahead. So hey, you've been a great audience. Many thanks to all you. Have a good evening.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're right behind you. We got your back, Jared. But next time around, we're gonna pull out that fluff and we're gonna get right to it, okay? Not only did she tell me I got a job on the East Coast. And I said, where, New York? She goes, East Coast. I meant Middle East Coast. Kuwait. And I said, Kuwait. And she said, Kuwait City. Okay, I'm only bringing that up because I want to bring up this next performer I haven't seen in a long time, and I miss her so much. Please give it for Miho. Miho! Miho!
Hey, hey.
Is it even on? Yes.
It's on. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, I'm back from a ayahuasca trip. I'm not gonna say much because it's up to brain. It's not up to medicine. You know what I mean? So whatever I experience, it's not gonna be same for you or if you're gonna try. So you gotta just try, right? But one thing, like, highlight of that experience was I met one, like a little white crusty dog. And then that dog let me squeeze his balls. How vulnerable. That's the most vulnerable self of his. And he just let me squeeze because I was miserable. So he's like, this bitch needs my balls to be squeezing. He was sweet. He was really sweet. I'm gonna try new materials and stuff. I'm gonna go political tonight. So, Japanese news loves talking about Trump. Like Trump everywhere, every night in the Japanese news. And then they got a dub on whatever he says, right? It sounds so handsome. I feel so wrong about it. He's like, アメリカをグレートな国に、グレートなネーションにしたいと思ってるんです。He doesn't speak like that. To me, he's like, アメリカをグレートなネーションにしたいと思ってるんです。I feel so wrong. You know, Hillary sounds like, women rights is human rights. だからwomen rights を守っていかなきゃいけないと思うんです。Are you kidding? Japanese dub is terrible. And Biden, he only had subtitles. He doesn't have a voice. He didn't, definitely. So, a lot of protests going on, huh? I don't go. I'm an immigrant. I'm supposed to be protected. It's a white people battle. I let white people fight. And staying home and not get deported, you know? That's what I do. I was looking at that, and then, so protest is going on, right? And there's a lot of hot dog stand. That's like what actually they are doing. Like, that helping illegal immigrant most. That hot dog stand is making so much money. I thought that's like actually helping, like direct, more than protest. I don't know protest where it's going. Hopefully it's gonna go in somewhere, but that stand making so much money. I'm happy for that illegal immigrants making so much money. So I was talking to my friend. She's a journalist. Japanese journalist, work for Japanese news TV shows and stuff, right? She goes a lot of like a Republican rally, Democrats rally, and she said at Republican rally, always like anti-Republican Democrats people were there, right? Fuck Trump, fuck whatever, right? And if you go to Democrats rally, there's no Republican anti-Democrats people. So I'm like a pretty much left-winger, sprinkle of a right-wing. That's like my political state. And then I'm like, Republicans are like, have a goal, you know, they have a purpose, and then they got one book they all believe on. They're so all together. I feel like they got a Bible, you know, they want to make white people thrive. You know, they got one clear goal, but Democrats, it's all over the place. All they want to do is just not Republicans thrive. That's what it seems like the Democrats want. You know? So like, seems like the Republicans are like a Voldemort in Harry Potter. All he wants is, he's a wizard supremacist, you know what I mean? He just wants only wizard, kill all muggles, that's what he wants. And then all the Dumbledores are like, just wanna bother whatever Voldemort does. Stop! So I'm saying like, Democrats should have a goal, clear goal, and then Democrats should be together. That's the only way to beat Trump going crazy. So until this 3 years, what Democrats should do is like put a mind together. Maybe we gotta make a Bible. What should we have a Bible? I don't know. I don't know. All right. So recently I made a purchase for old-ass suitcase, which is actually I Googled, and it was coming from a pilgrim suitcase. So it's oldest Europeans came to U.S. with that trunk. It's oldest trunk. I love it. It's beautiful. Oh, wow. But I make a lot of white people jokes. I'm like white people, yada yada yada, every 2 sentences. Yeah, with my, I don't know how to call black boyfriend. He's not even boyfriend. He's a best friend with benefit. We love each other, but he's not a boyfriend. But we talk about white people a lot, and then I'm worrying that pilgrim ghost is gonna haunt me. But that suitcase is a flat top, right? So they said working class people used to use flat top, and if you have more money, the suitcase is gonna be round on the top. So no one is gonna put another suitcase on top of your luggage. So rich people is a round top, but my suitcase is like flat. That means that suitcase was owned by working class white person. So after I make white jokes, I always say, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about rich white people had slaves. You're working class. You're just working hard. I'm not talking about you, okay? So please don't haunt me. I want to sleep good tonight. It's in my bedroom. Maybe it's not a great place to put. Yeah, please do not haunt me. So I thought Americans are so overrating about having so many pillows. You got only one head. Like, why do you need a fucking 6 pillows on the bed, right? But I finally bought pillows. Like, whatever, Americans love it, and I'm gonna be Americanized. I'm gonna buy pillows, and I bought pillows. And then my best friend with benefit, pillow talk got longer. That's why you didn't want to stay until now? Because your head was uncomfortable with one pillow? Yeah, it isn't, it's pillow talk, it's not pillowcase talk, I know. Yeah, he finally stays, that's good. Oh, I got a 2? Huh. I don't know what's the best one. I'm gonna talk about this then. So first time I went to like real party in Hollywood was Michael Jackson tribute Halloween party. That was super cool. In a Chinese theater. And then after party, they had a Steve Aoki for like 30 people crowd. That was crazy. And I got free drink, of course it's open bar. And I got a drink, and then I'm allergic to alcohol, but that party was so fun. Then I couldn't say no to that free cocktail, so I took that cocktail, and I'm like Steve Aoki playing the Michael Jackson music, and I was having a good time, and then my eyesight got pitch black. Oh. I become blind, and then my friend is like, what's going on? And I'm like, when I'm in emergency, I'm like, I have to speak clear, because if they don't hear me, this is it. So I'm like telling her, hey, this is emergency. I don't see anything. But I speak so clear, so she's like, huh? Okay. She doesn't take it serious. I don't know how to put emergency feeling and telling people information so clearly. So I went to bathroom, like that felt like so long. It's like this corner to that corner, but it felt like forever, and I threw up and I came back to life, and I get out of bathroom and it's Steve Aoki coming towards me, so I took selfie with my uncle, Steve Aoki. So I have a selfie with Steve Aoki. That was the worst and the best night of my life. Well, and then this is my time. I'm Miho. You can find me, just type Miho Fuji on Google. I'm famous enough. It's going to come up. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We miss you.
I miss you too.
Oh, my God. That's so funny. Oh, my God. So funny. I wanted to start singing for free tampons.
Oh, I didn't.
But what would I do with them? Now, makeup, under eye cream, I don't know anymore. Listen, I just wanted, we're having a good time. I just want to be sure. Yes? All right. Because we're going to get in on the ball with the comedy of the one and only Ethan Cristal. Let's do this. Cristal, Ethan.
All right, how we doing, everyone? You doing good? Cool. You know, it's been an interesting week. You know, my girlfriend came out as bisexual. Yeah, that's right. We finally had sex. Okay. All right. The other day, I watched this movie called 17 Again. Basically, it's about this guy he's in his mid-30s, and he wakes up inside the body of a 17-year-old. And, you know, I thought it was all right, but I think next time I'll just stick to the book, The Autobiography of Jerry Seinfeld. Speaking of movies, the other week I watched the Jackie Robinson movie. And, you know, it really opened my eyes to how, like, racist America was back in the day. I mean, there was this scene where Jackie was speaking to one of the managers, and it was a heated argument. And at the end of it, I'm just quoting the movie here, but at the end of the argument, he looked in his eyes and called him a no-good cracker. I was just like, wow, these Jackie Robinson's just so... All right, I'm gonna work on that one. Let's see. Anyone watch the NBA playoffs? No? Nobody? Wow. Game 7? Seriously? All right, valid. Well, what's interesting, I don't know if you... Well, clearly none of you guys saw this, but before the game, they had this ad, and it said, over 5 million people watching today's game will be diagnosed with breast cancer. So I didn't watch. I recently started volunteering at the old folks' home. I actually don't even have any relatives over there, but you know, I don't really have a job, so I really need to land a will. Okay. Some of them are gonna miss. Let's see. Just word of advice: if your parachute ever stops working, be sure to land in a tree. I mean, trust me, it annoys the hell out of paramedics. My family, we used to run this nonprofit where we'd surprise homeowners by modernizing their homes. So, you know, we'd come in, you know, we'd install laundry machines, dishwashers, sinks, fridges, you know, and then we'd record their reactions and upload it to the internet. I actually still think you can find us on YouTube under a playlist called Amish People Crying. Let's see. So the other week I walked in on my girlfriend using a vibrator. And the thing is, I don't even know if that's something I can really confront her about, because mine's still missing. I have a lot of respect for my parents, because they always kept things like real with me. Like when I told them I wanted to play in the NBA, I mean, they sat me down and they said, Ethan, listen, like we will always support you, but let's be realistic here. You're Jewish. You have a much better shot at being an owner or general manager or... Let's see. So I just found out how hot it is in Mexico. I was with my friend in Mexico this summer, and basically he spent the whole day tanning, and by the end of it, he wasn't let back. Okay, no. All right. I think a little bit not the best timing on that one. Let's move on. Choose. So recently I got kicked out of my little nephew's pirate party. It was a bit disappointing. You know, I was really amped up. I mean, I just watched Captain Phillips, you know, so. All right. I like that one. I'm gonna keep that. Let's see. So recently I started donating my money to the Native American reparations. And a lot of people have been telling me that I'm wasting my money. But the way I see it, now I don't really feel as bad when I lose money at Pachenga. Okay, that was nothing. Fun fact about me, I like to walk around naked when my parents are away at work. Because one time I didn't, and boy, were they surprised to see me at the supermarket. All right. I know there's been lots of talks of AI. You know, is AI going to take our jobs? You know, what's going to happen? To be honest, I kind of mixed feelings on the whole deal, because on one hand, I know it's going to take thousands of jobs from hardworking Americans. But on the other hand, I'm unemployed. You know, I don't really feel like a stake in this one. Okay, also nothing. All right, that's my time. Thank you, guys.
Where do we find you?
Ethan Crystal at Instagram.com.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Yes. I love that, right? Don't you like some new fresh stuff? That was great, man. That was a great set. That was great. That was great. That was so funny. We are going to bring up right now this champion of hormones. We got to bring up another female right now. Get ready for the comedy of the one and only comedy concierge, Samantha Linderman. I don't know how to do this.
I don't know.
Go hold it.
Ethan, great set. Ethan,
Great set. I know.
How we doing?
How we doing, Sammy?
So good to see you guys. What a beautiful night. It's Monday. We're manic. We're medicated. Nobody? No, I knew that. I knew that from the crowd. You guys aren't medicated. My psychiatrist stopped calling me back. Whatever. Why do you add me on Snapchat? No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. That'd be crazy. He's married. I'm kidding. He has kids. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's so sweet. He has really sweet eyes. I'm from LA. Anybody else? Wow, okay. I feel like I'm in an Uber right now. I tell my Uber driver I'm from LA, they're like, really? What's that like? I don't know. I work with kids, don't clap, I'm not a teacher. Today, it's a summer camp, so that's why I'm sunburnt Lee. Lee was like, you look like a lobster, and I was like, oh, thank you. Love lobster. My kids at school eat lobster. I was like, okay, maybe it's because I'm Jewish. I never ate lobster as a kid because I didn't want to go to Jewish hell, even though there isn't one. But it felt like there was. I don't know. I feel like we're living in it. You know, you don't need it afterlife. When this life, it can make you feel like shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't need that afterlife in this current life. My parents are fighting with the temple. We live across the street from them. They got married there. My bat mitzvah was there. My first blowjob. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh my God. Jared, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm literally kidding. I wish. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's never kosher. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, they're in a fight, you know, like we're emailing the city council. I'm waiting for my mom to like chain herself to the Torah. That would be crazy. You know what I mean? She's like, stop doing construction. That's not what my mom sounds like. That's so rude. She's coming on Wednesday, so don't tell her I said that. But it's bad. It's bad. The noise complaints are almost as bad as my upstairs neighbors. Like, I'm really worried about them. But it is my aunt and my cousin. But I thought a dog was being tortured. And it was my cousin yelling. That's not funny. I mean, it was the truth. Like, I paused the TV and I was like, who do I call? Oh my God, there's a female dog being tortured. I can't call her a bitch anymore. We're not in a fight anymore. Oh my God. No, you guys said trauma dump earlier. You guys didn't see, but people were talking about trauma dumping. I didn't know what that was. I thought that was an introduction. Maybe I'm too used to AA meetings. I don't know. I thought it was just like how you introduce yourself, but I guess not. Working with kids really helps with that. You really have to filter, you know, what it is you're saying. They don't, but I have to. You know, someone said diarrhea. I wouldn't say it unless somebody else said it. You guys remember somebody else said it. I'm not just the first one to say it. But this little girl was like, today she said, I have diarrhea in my head. And I'm like, is that a new song? Like, it's stuck in your head? Like, what do you mean? She's like, I have diarrhea in my head. And basically her sister had diarrhea, so she wanted it too. And I'm like, that's so sweet. I don't know. Like, that's like being a sister. Like, I want it too. I want diarrhea and I want to go home. And I was like, sister, if you think your parents are going to pick you up for diarrhea, you're crazy. And they're going to say, why are you calling me? I'm at work. Yeah, I was a pretty precocious child. You know, I was 12, I was at the doctor, and they said, you are eligible for the HPV vaccine. And my mom looked at this nurse, like, I mean, she worked at the temple, you know what I'm saying? She was like, why would my 12-year-old daughter, she hasn't even had her bat mitzvah yet, need her HPV vaccine? And the lady's like, ma'am, it's just like a normal like thing. I didn't know what HPV was. You know, this was like before BRB, like WTF. Like this was before like I was like, what's HPV? But I just said, I was like, I want it. I want it. Mom, I want it. You never let me have anything I want. I want the HPV vaccine. I want the HPV vaccine. And then I got it after my bat mitzvah. It was my gift, so I'm so happy about that. Little did I know it was like an installment. It was like a Klarna payment plan. Klarna, what is Klarna? Who came up with that name? That made you, I see like Klarna. It's like have a fun night out with your girls, glitter, gems. Like they do everything. I don't know. Klarna's this app. I know. Don't assume the knowledge. I don't work for them, so I feel like I shouldn't explain it too much. I'm not getting paid by them. But it's like if you can't pay something in full, you pay Klarna. It sounds like I'm having a stroke. I'm sorry. Like Klarna. I don't know why they named it that. Yeah, me as a kid, I was really special. But my dad thinks all the kids I work with are special. You know, I tell him stories, and they're like, he just gets really upset. I don't know why he gets so upset. I'm like, this isn't your job. Right. I don't understand why these kids are like this. You weren't like this. You weren't lying. You weren't easy, but you weren't like this. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay, I thought you wanted to be Zadie. You're making me not want to have kids right now. Like, you're scaring me. You weren't like this. I'm like, you can't blame them. They know what oat milk is, you know? Like, if the kids used to just want chocolate milk, now it's like, is it oat milk, you know? Can I pay for it with Klarna? Like, no. They're so funny. They complain about their school lunch. I'm in the corner eating it, you know? We have a lot of fun. We have so much fun together. Today I had to work with the 4th and 5th graders. I was terrified. I don't know what a labubu is, but I was scared for my life, you know? Oh, now I sound like them. I'm saying all these words. You guys have no idea. You're not trending with 10 and 11-year-olds? You guys, that's the comedy we need to start doing. Kids camp starting next week. Yes. But yeah, when I was a kid, do you guys remember when your teacher would, say this to you? She'd get so excited and she'd say, okay, class 204, Miss Smith has a very exciting announcement for you. You think it's going to be a field trip. You think it's going to be better school food. You think it's going to be maybe we'll have a school shooting drill. I don't know. I never had one. I don't know. Instead of that, they had a chemical plant explosion drill. And you know what they said? Close the windows. That's crazy. Okay, anyways. And she would say, Miss Smith is having a baby. And the whole class would clap, like freak out. And I just remember like sitting there being like, excuse me, that's pretty disgusting. Because I did not want to know that. Are you married even? Because I don't see a ring on your finger. And you hang out with Mr. Goldstein next door a lot. And I don't know how babies are born, because me and Lee both didn't get the birth and beat talk. But my mom told me you had to pray. And I did not pray for a substitute teacher. That's what I thought. I used to think that, like, you would pray and, like, it would happen. And you can, give it up for prayer. Like, of course. Like, don't. Oh, my God, nobody here? Or don't pray. Don't shoot me. Don't pray. I don't pray. Oh, that's lame. I pray. Sometimes you have to. You're on the toilet, you're sweating, you're at your friend's house. It's the first time you're at your friend's house. You don't see the plunger. I'm praying for a miracle. Yeah, I love working with kids. It's so special. I just feel them come up behind me and slap my ass, and I'm like, why would you do that? And they think it's so funny, and they go, that's inappropriate, and then they do it to themselves to go see. It's like we're like animals, like speaking to each other through body. Like they do it to themselves, they go, it's okay, and I'm like, it's really not. Like, don't do that to someone at the grocery store. In the wild. What was I going to tell you guys? Trauma dumping. Nice guys. I used to be really like, wow, like, who was saying nice guys? Jared, give it up for Jared, because he is a real nice guy. This is the first time I've ever heard him say he's a nice guy.
It's not serving.
No, because maybe we gotta pray. You could be a nice guy with boundaries. You could be. Listen, the nice guys I know have motherfucking boundaries. Okay, the boundaries are called paying for dinner. No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Because they want to be like woke. They're like, you know what? Like, this is our first time meeting each other. Like, why don't we mesh minds? Like, why don't we split the bill with Klarna? No, I'm kidding. Stop it. It's a problem. Yeah, I used to have this thing. It's not selective hearing, but it's like selective seeing. Where I had this like power to turn any guy into a nice guy. Like this guy was like, just so you know, I live with my grandpa. I'm like, that's so sweet. He's a caretaker. He wasn't. You don't want to pay rent. I go to his house, and like a normal person would just walk past Grandpa. Grandpa's wearing like a Vietnam War vet hat, like sitting like this. You could man-spread in a wheelchair. Who knew that? Smoking a cigarette inside. It's my first time meeting this man, first time meeting his grandpa. And I go, sir, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me in your home. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy behavior. here. And I go to his room and I see a sticker, and all I can see is Rump 2020. And I'm like, okay, Grump 2020. Like, he's silly. Like, Grump? I don't know. I made it up in my head. I was like, it can't be Trump. Nothing wrong with Trump, but a lot wrong with Trump. What was I going to say? But that wig stays on. Am I right? We need his hair and makeup. Who's his hair and makeup for our headshots? Just kidding, Tasha. But if she's not available, get his guy in. Because that's crazy. I know it's a man doing his makeup. Has to be. But what was I going to say? Oh, this man, I'll just end with this. You know, this is when I had my shaved head. One time I sat at a show and a man screamed. And I found that very upsetting. He went, "What?" And I was like, "Is my dad here?" But I had my shaved head, and this guy was like looking me in the eyes, and I was like, "How refreshing is that?" And he goes, "You know, you look just like my mother before she died." And I'm like, that is not a compliment. That is not a compliment. And also, are you going to order me an Uber home? You're not going to order your mother an Uber home? Okay, anyways. What a great night. I'm Sam. I'm the comedy concierge. We have acting classes, stand-up classes, writing classes, kids comedy camp. My kids from school, if you're watching me on YouTube, get off the internet, you freaks. But you guys should come on down, 10835 Santa Monica Boulevard. We just had a great show at the Haha Comedy Club. Thanks to Sunda, Terry, Jack. We're thinking of you. Ruse Bay's on the news. Check him out and keep it going. You want me to bring somebody up? I'm going to bring up this very talented man. I'm so excited to see him again. Put your hands together. You know him. You love him. The one and only Norm. Let's go.
I don't know how I'm going to follow this talent. I mean, the last two people here were so good. But I just need to tell you, first of all, that this is my favorite venue. Okay? The Los Angeles School of Comedy is my favorite venue. And why is it my favorite venue? Because it's the only venue that will allow me on stage, folks. That's why it's my favorite venue. But they do great videos. And the people are wonderful, and the booing is limited, okay? They stop at some point, okay? I need to ask you some questions. My first question is, how many people here have been thinking about buying a Rolls Royce? I think I know the answer. Three people I can see, 3 people. What good news, folks. How many people have one or more items of clothing on today? Two people have one or more items of clothing. That sounds about right, okay. How many of you have done a good deed in the last 5 years? Thank you. No one. But wait, one person has done a good deed, okay. What did you do, ma'am? Me? Yes.
Oh, God, hundreds of them.
Just name one. I'll help you, ma'am. I'll help you, okay? You let a friend of yours stay in your home.
No way.
Let me explain. Yes, you did. I'm gonna bring you back. I'm gonna make you recollect what happened, okay? And what did they do? They started selling drugs from your home. And what happened next? There was a raid. And they found stuff in your bedroom. And then what happened, ma'am? You came back and you were arrested and handcuffed, okay? That's one thing that happened. Anyone else let one of their friends stay in their home? I'll tell you what happened. This gentleman here, I'll tell him what happened, okay? He looks very familiar to me, okay? I know him well. I know all about his marriage. That's how well I know him. Right? I told you about your marriage that you didn't even know. You remember that? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't listen.
Yes, you didn't listen. Okay, you invited a friend over, and then you went on a trip,
Right.
and you gave him your car, because you're a good man.
Right.
You're a good man.
Yeah.
Yes, you're a good man. Okay, then what did he do? He was a good man also. He saw that there were a lot of homeless people in the area, and a lot of people that needed food and shelter, and so he threw a party, okay? And he invited everyone, free food, free wine. And then what happened? You ran out of food and wine, folks, because a lot of people showed up. So then what happened? He decided, you know what? What's your name, sir?
Jared.
Jared will not mind if I sell some of his clothing to buy more food and wine. for these wonderful people.
I'm a nice guy.
Exactly. That's what I'm telling you. So
We served, right?
exactly. So he sold all of your clothing. Okay. And then what happened? I'll tell you what happened. You don't have to answer. I'll tell you exactly what happened. You ran out of wine and food. So what did he do next? He sold all your furniture. I mean, why not? After all, it made for more space, more homeless people that could stay in your place, right? Okay? That makes sense. That's what happened. He's agreeing with me. See, I've got him down. Okay. And then what happened? I'll tell you exactly what happened, okay?
The books, the art, the
Yes.
whatever.
We haven't even got into your wife yet, okay? That's another story, okay? That's another story. That's your other, that's for another day. Okay. There was a minor problem, a minor accident. What was that accident?
Somebody got hurt in the apartment.
Close. Very good. Bonus points. Your house was set on fire, sir. And I'm sorry to tell you, but it was completely demolished. And they can't find your car. Okay. So that's what happened in that particular situation. Okay. One more question. How many of you have lent your friend money? And what happened? You didn't get it back. Oh my God, what a shock, what a shock. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this gentleman here, if you don't mind, and talk about what happened when he lent his friend money, because I just love this guy and he's just fun to work with, okay? You're also the only man in the room besides myself. Wait a minute, there's somebody back there. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I left you out, okay. Oh, there's another, I can't even, I'm sorry. Forgive me. This is bad. This is embarrassing. Okay, let's do Tim. Your name is Tim? Okay, I'm going to tell you what happened. You don't have to say anything. This is what happened to you. This is what happened to you, Tim. You lent your best friend $2,000, okay? And then you also introduced him to your wife, okay? That was another mistake, sir, Tim. Okay, so this is what happened to you. He took 1,000 of the 2,000. It was all worked out. He took your wife to dinner, and then he took your wife on a date. On a trip. They went on a trip. That was the first 1,000. Then when they got back, they used the second 1,000 to hire an attorney for her to sue you for divorce. So that's what happened in your case. Okay. Okay. Now I have another question to ask everyone. How many of you, during the course of your lifetime, have contemplating physically harming another person? Physically harming another person. I see everyone here. Everyone has done that. Okay. I see. Wait a second. One person is not. Who has not done that? You did not appear to raise your hand. Because you're too weak. That's your problem, right?
I'm trying to get into the prayer room.
Okay. So you actually are seriously trying to tell me, ma'am, have you ever been married, ma'am?
No.
That's a no, and it's okay. Have you ever had a boyfriend?
On occasion.
And you're telling me you have never, ever thought about physically harming that man? Look at me straight, okay? Look at me. Look at me.
Perhaps.
Look at my face. Okay. Oh, you do have vengeance.
I'm not sure if violence was a part of it.
Oh, just vengeance but no violence. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on here. I'm just going to summarize what we've learned. This is what we've learned today so far, folks. We have learned that there are 3 people in this room that have been thinking about buying a Rolls. There are 2 people in the room that have worn 1 or more items of clothing. Okay, now I have to warn you that just because you wear a cap, okay, that would qualify, but you're not really clothed, okay? Just make sure you understand that, okay? Nobody, or maybe one person, has done a good deed in the last 5 years. And pretty much everyone here wants to kill somebody else, okay? So that's pretty much, that makes sense, doesn't it? For the LA School of Comedy, okay. For the LA School of Comedy, it makes sense, okay. Thank you. Now I'm almost done. This is great, right? Because I'm going to cut it short tonight because I'm not going to have any cake. Ooh, my light went on anyway. Oh, my God.
My job.
What has Elon Musk done for the poor?
Nothing.
Close. He's made them poorer. He's made them poorer, okay? What does Elon Musk need more money for?
Babies.
His children.
Cars.
Really? He needs how many more? Like what? He buys a spaceship for each child, for each birthday? Is that what you think he's spending his money on? The answer is absolutely nothing. He needs more money for absolutely nothing. Okay. What does Elon Musk have in common with common sense? Bonus points, bonus points. Absolutely nothing. You win. Oh, 2 more jokes. These are actually old jokes that I've stolen. I don't know who created them, but I'm going to send them because they're good jokes, okay? What are 500 lawyers at the bottom of the ocean?
A good start.
Boom! Bonus, bonus, bonus! If you find an attorney up to his neck in sand, what do?
Leave them.
That's not bad. That's not bad. And you know, she owns the LA School of Comedy, in case you did not realize that. She's responsible for me being up here, okay? Thank you. Find more sand is the answer. Thank you. Norm Zada, I'm on the internet. Z-A-D-E-A. Z-A-D-A. Yes.
Is that true? Oh my God. My first commercial I got, every time we did something, we wanted to go on vacation, something would happen. Every time. Our first vacation, we're going to the Dominican Republic. And I get a job. And I have to say over and over again, over 100 times, what's red and black and looks great on a lawyer? A Doberman Pinscher.
That's good. I'll steal that next time. That's good.
I had to do it for a commercial, and then my husband jumps up and goes, "There's enough of this shit." He walks out on Al Martin's Club, who got me my first commercial. You never know. Talk to me.
Why don't sharks eat lawyers?
Oh, it's a professional courtesy.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just... I'm really mentally ill, you know that. But you know something? I have to tell you something. What's beautiful about this place, there's so many things that she was saying before you guys walked in. We have the writing, we have the whatever. We have everything going on, but it's so important that we are doing this class, which is the Film Actors Cafe. And the director is right here, and if you have a self-tape you need a coaching for one-on-one when it comes to acting, don't call me. Call him. He's got patience. Let's give it up for the one and only Aaron McIntyre. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Oh, yes, I love you. Oh, I especially love you. You have a boyfriend, huh? Yes. She wants to do some time.
Okay.
Hey, Norm. Could you give me a little of that mojo shit? You know, tell me what I did today. I want to know what I've done in my entire life. Hi. I was thinking the other day about, you know, has anybody ever asked you what you wanted to be when you were a little kid? Yeah. What did you want to be when you were a little kid, Jared?
I think FBI agent looked good.
Ooh, FBI agent, right? Oh, yeah. What about you? Tim?
Oh, I like an actor.
Actor? Okay. Yeah. Don't do it. Okay. Anybody else? What did you want to be? An astronaut? You wanted to be an astronaut? Well, the memory that comes back to me when anybody asks me what I wanted to be when I was a kid was when I was in 7th grade. And I remember it very clearly because I was watching a film in health class. And I decided I wanted to be a drug addict. Totally did. I wanted to be a drug addict. They showed this thing that was supposed to like scare people away from it, you know, and it was this guy and he was sitting there going, ha, ha, ha. And I was like, man, that looks really fucking fun. It looks like he's having a great time. That sounded really, really cool. But no, I decided against that. For a little while. And then I went, but I got to become what I wanted to be. So that was fun for a while. And, you know, now I'm in recovery. Thank you. Yeah. And I do want to let you know that I gave up the drink, okay? Most of the drugs could not stop the pot. Sorry, I just could not do it. It's like I have to have one. Yeah, I'm telling you, you can't give everything in moderation, including moderation, is what my thing is. And what were you talking? Somebody was talking about Saint. Oh, you were saying that the Saint Democrats, all of the Saint Democrats. Yeah, I pray to the God of Schiff. Oy, oy, oy. What's going on in this? What is going? Oy, oy, oy. Hey, I got some jokes. Okay, so here's some stolen jokes. How many Jewish mothers does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. I'll just sit here in the dark. How many supermodels does it take to screw in a light bulb? One. She just stands there and the world revolves around her. And oh God, now I can't remember them. I'm gonna tell you my favorite joke though. This is my all-time favorite joke. I know I stole it from somebody. I don't give a shit. It's really funny. So a guy walks into a bar. He says, "Line me up with 7 shots of whiskey." And the guy pours out the 7 shots of whiskey, and he starts going boom and throwing them back. And he gets to about number 5, and the guy goes, "Hey, man, slow down." And he goes, "No, man, if you had what I have, you'd be drinking like this, too." And the bartender goes, "What do you have?" And he says, $1. Love that joke. Love that joke. I am mentally ill. So, yeah, hey, thank you. How many other mentally ill people in the audience? Yes, diagnosed, everything? Certifiable? Are you certified? I'm certified. Okay, I'm better than you. Way better than you at being crazy. But don't worry, I'm medicated. I'm okay. I'm bipolar. I was going to say I'm bi and then say polar. Yeah, but boom, boom. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not going to, start floating or fall into a puddle on the floor, because that's basically all it is. It's just back and forth. It's just up and down. And the thing that's really good about medication is that I'm still bipolar. You never get rid of it. It's just now my mood swings are every day instead of every 6 months. So, it's not 6 months of being really great and having a wonderful time and then 6 months of being depressed. It's just every day I feel a little up and a little down. A lot of fun. Lots and lots of fun. It's not, it's not like being bi-coastal, but the commute is much worse. Much, much worse. But I also have ADD, not ADHD, because I'm way too lazy. But I do have ADD and what was the other thing? Tourette's. Sorry, I always forget to allow Tourette's. It's a French disease. Which we were talking before about the races, right? Not the horse races or the dog races or the car races, but the races of people that we have on the planet, right? So I have been thinking quite a lot about that, because I don't know if you noticed, I'm white. And because of that privilege just is, it's just right there, and I can't help it, so I do kind of grab hold of that every once in a while. But I have come up with a code of ethics. I will not give money to homeless white people, because I don't like white people. White people are whiners. The white men are whiners. Just a bunch of whiners sitting around. Yeah, you're stealing our culture. It's like, first of all, white people don't have any culture, right? I mean, we have big orchestras that we can bring in and stuff like that. Let's see how many instruments we can put into one thing to make a little bit of music. But I mean, I always wanted to be black because they're so cool. You guys are so cool. You dress really well. You could basically wear anything and look cool. There is absolutely nothing I can wear that makes me look cool. Nothing. I swear, I've tried everything. I'd go out and I'd buy the cool stuff, and I'd walk out and I'd look like a fucking gay cowboy. I swear to God, no matter what I did. Or a prospector or something like that. And I also don't give money to homeless people with pets, because they've got dinner right at the end of the leash. And I don't give money to people who are doing little tricks on the street, you know, on the side of the street or in the, because they don't need money, they need an agent. But I will date a homeless woman because no matter where you drop her off, she's home. Works out really, really well. Really well. I'm not racist, I swear. I mean, some of my favorite textiles and clothing are made by people of color. You know, I mean, yeah. And one of the best unagis, you know, sushi. One of the best sushi things I've ever had was made by a Mexican. And the best burrito I ever had was made by an Asian sushi chef, and he couldn't even say burrito. Because I heard about the flat and the round. I was thinking the flat and the round. Two things, two letters that just cannot be said. Thank you. God, thank you. I'm going to take these last few minutes to talk about some people on the road who I just have a little bit of a difficult time with, and that's BMW drivers. Any BMW drivers in here? See, when I say it like that, nobody wants to admit to it. BMW, they're the worst. They definitely think they are the only people on the road. They don't care about anybody else. They think that all the rules are made for them. They actually this year started taking the blinkers out of BMWs because no one was using them. And the Mercedes drivers. Now I know Sunda here. Sunda has a Mercedes, and I know, but they drive around like no one is there. It's not like they're the most important people on the road. It's just that they're the only people on the road. I drive a white man's car. It's a sedan. It's a Volvo. Yeah, Swedish. You know, got to have the Swedish. Which is, by the way, with the immigration, when are we going to get rid of the fucking French? When are we going to deport those people? All of those illegal French people out there. That's who we got to get rid of. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for me. Do come to, we got an acting class here, 7 p.m. Tuesday nights, right here. Show up and see if you like it. It'll be fun, I promise. And now here's Sunda Kronquist.
There's nobody on the road whenever I'm around. Ask Tim how many times have I just... I said, I didn't see that car. What is your name? I know you, right? I can't see. Where's my glasses?
We haven't met yet.
Jamila? You say Jamila, and I say Jamila. We bring her up and she'll make you smile. Come on up, 5 minutes, let's do it. Now shake it, let's do this whole thing now. Give her a round of applause, Jamila!
Hey, so I'm very new at this. Are you all filming this? Oh my God! Oh shit! No. I mean, maybe in other realms, but I'm super fresh, like new, and I barely can remember what I did yesterday. So as far as like memorizing this shit, I'm telling you now, it's gonna take some time. So I'm just kind of testing out the waters to see if it's even like funny, right? And then I'll try to memorize down the road. All right, so how am I doing? You ask? Yeah, oh, I'm fucking fabulous. Not fabulously fucking yet. Still fab. Yeah, I'm almost at the year benchmarker for no sex. Like, okay, no applause necessary. Yeah, because, like, I'm not sure. It wasn't really, like, I mean, actually, maybe no sex is a good thing because, like, it wasn't really getting me anywhere. Not that I was using it to really get me anywhere besides the destination of love. But, I made a few fuck sticks here and there, but turned me into a fuck hole. But, you know, it's life. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know. Well, let's see. So yeah, I think I'm gonna I'm gonna stop while I'm like getting my confidence back.
No, I'm gonna do it for you. Just tell me one thing. What do you hate about traffic in LA?
Traffic in LA?
Yeah.
When I have to go in it, like, I just try to stay the fuck out. Like, I just try to stay in my own business, try to stay in my own lane. I've tried to get out of my own lane a few times. Oh my gosh, yeah. Actually, speaking of getting out of I could just go there. Yeah, one time I tried to like get out of my own lane, got me into a mess of trouble. It was actually, I have a different way I was going to tell you this, but so yeah, it was actually on Christmas of 2020. I got beat up by little traviesa hoodlum girls for no fucking reason. I was actually pulling off the freeway and I was gonna pull to the side of the road to get flowers for my grandma. And I didn't see them come in my blind spot and I fucking braked in time. Like there was no fucking accident for them to be irate as hell as they were. So in retrospect, I'm realizing like, I think they were pissed because like they didn't have like a reason to collect on insurance now. I think they were like saving up for community college, you know, and like they're really pissed at me. Like, you fucking bitch, how dare you be a cautious driver, you fucking bitch. There's more jokes with that, but let's see. Oh yeah, so I think I passed the point of no return for like getting back into the sex mode. I don't know. I've reached the age where I'm now like spiraling down into the dead zone. So if like that's interesting, let's see. So yeah, I'm just gonna get over the maiden phase, follow, okay. Allow the clock to terminate any chance of being your baby mama, and dive casually deep into becoming the crone. Like, so a year benchmarker, because I've been benched and I don't really do benches really well, but so I don't do benches and I don't have babies, like, which is I'm actually happy I don't have babies. You can't bring babies into this war zone, okay? Government and religions are like, you can't have abortions. We need to send those babies to war. Like, it's crazy. It's like collective disease called war. I have a saying, war succeeds where dull men fail at brilliance. I have a friend who says that's deep, really deep state kind of thinking. But it's really just poetic way of saying war is dumb. Okay. Okay, I could have gone below this one. Okay. So yeah, I'm not really into like the government telling me what to do with my body. I don't know anybody else, like men too. And okay. So yeah, it's like, get the fuck out of my pussy. You never meant government. Like, maybe I don't want to have a drag queen baby because you don't know how your kids are gonna come out. I mean, come on, like imagine having a baby and it growing up to be so outrageously demented that they want to live with the caked on makeup and hairspray and smoking cigarettes and sweating bullets with all that perpetual chest tape anxiety. Tucking away their agreements that they made with God. Like, oh. Not my kid. Not my kid. Not this lifetime. Let's see. Okay, so here are some signs. Okay, here's a few signs that, okay, maybe here's one sign that something may not be right with your relationship with your boyfriend. Wanting to throw yourself out of a passenger seat of a high-speed moving vehicle. Anybody else? Was that just me? Because, you know, the incessant and cyclical arguing about nothing is so continuous that I feel the only way for this fool to take me serious about not wanting to argue is by killing myself in his care. Like, sorry for anyone who's experienced that. Like, a serious, like, you don't have to show your hands, okay? I'm sorry, like, yikes. Actually do have a friend whose boyfriend committed suicide, and it's no joke. People doing what they want to do with their lives. Like, it's very rare anyone supports you going on your own way. I actually kind of have, I feel like it's really brave, actually, going to that other side, and you don't even know what's on that other side. Like is it really, let's see, like, I would say just live it up, because you really don't know what's on the other side, if it's worth it, you know? Even when, I have another saying, even when it's 100 years long, it's still very short. So just remember, at the end of the day, it's just the end of the day, right?
We got this Boricua. We're going to get you up the next time to do some more. And is that the only ones going up tonight, right? We want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I got your comments. They're wonderful. Follow me on all platforms at Sunda Life. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Timothy. Timothy, you going to come up 2 minutes?
No, not tonight.
Tim.
I don't do jokes.
He's too cool to do jokes. He's that cool black guy. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Yes, now how do I shut this off? I do go through a